Hey everybody, it's Psychic Hunter Dave. Well, sorry yesterday about the noise quality on that recording. I might actually just pull it down. I think it was because it was in the kitchen. It might have been something going on, technologies, who knows? We're still just coming out of a Mercury retrograde, so who knows? Here I've got my early in the morning hair. So Chloe still, listen, you know what? You can do all you can do. She just had her teeth cleaned a year and a little bit ago. You can do all you can do when you're dealing with your pets and so forth. And we're all, we all do as much as we can do. I have tried, believe me. And, the older you get, the more you start to recognize that you can only do so much. And like Lindsay, my vet said, she said, they can't tell us what's bothering them. And she could have had a problem with something for a long while. She survived 2 serious illnesses in the past 4 years and come out of it with flying colors. We're hoping for, thirds a charm here. But, I'm not the type of person that, having gone through what I've gone through since I was young with my mother, then millions of things after, I'm not the type of person that takes things for granted. I sort of look at it as, okay, we got to take this step at a time. So she woke me really early, just a little bit ago, and I didn't know what was wrong. And I think it was because she's on a certain type of medication to calm her at night to let her sleep with this sinus thing. So sometimes apparently that reacts and it causes them to react and have nightmares. So it scared the daylights out of the cat more than anybody. But anyway, she's resting again now. So today she will get on a stronger antibiotic, and then hopefully, we will. I mean, she'll get her teeth cleaned and get things going. If in fact this is what it is, it may not be that. So we have to wait and see what's going on. It's been a hellish week. And of course, you're going to have your soothsayers, that run around talking about things, because I've already heard it from one person where I live here about the fact that, maybe you should have done this and should have done that. Listen, I had a friend of mine. I'm going to tell you all a story here. I had a dear friend in the beach when I had left the tea room, come back from Los Angeles. Her and I then became very, very close friends. We were for life. She's gone now. And Mary, her son worked, for Hanif in the beach at the natural food store, and Mary shopped at the Big Carrot. She was into organic since the 60s and the whole thing. And in the end, believe it or not, she died of a serious, very quick form of cancer. She never, I got her into having a coffee again. And it's just, life is just as it is. We're up against a million conflicts with, pollution, toxicities being placed in our food, the stress of the animals before they, end up on our dinner table. It just goes on and on and on. But anyway, on a positive note, we have to still be grateful that every day, hopefully, it's going to get warmer and warmer and warmer. And we're moving into our summer season, which at least we have June, July, August, hopefully September, because right now it's still, to me, quite cool. We're moving closer to that new moon in Taurus. We move into Taurus on Easter Monday, as I said yesterday, which you may or may not have heard me with the volume going up and down. But, before you judge, I had an old Scots grandmother, and she'd say, there'd be women that would make very judgmental comments, at church on Sundays or whatever. I remember being a boy listening to it. And my grandmother would say to my mother, she'd say, she obviously has no life left. This is it. This is all she's got, is for her to sit and make judgment. And I say that all the time now, is when I hear people go on about things, I think, you know what, you best look at your own life, right? Thee who hasn't sinned, throw the first stone. Get your life in order. Anyway, I'm around. I am working. I am going to slip out this morning as soon as Lindsay's colleague can get me the other antibiotic. I may have to bring her. She may do another needle one to make sure that it gets in her system quicker. But other than that, I'll be around, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget the special is still on, but only until Monday night, Easter Monday. And that, of course, is the start of Taurus. Excuse me with that. That was a hiccup, actually. And I wish you guys all the best. Cheers. And say a little prayer for the girl. She's been long-standing with my clients for a very long time. Cheers.